so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Max and Jenny here with Thoughts for Rent, our podcast about everything real estate and everything life. It's called Thoughts for Rent.
Realtors keeping it real, and we're going to keep it real today, Max.
Whoa, you're fired up, huh, kid?
I am fired up because you know what? I just have a good energy around the office.
Is it the cowboy boots? Could it be the cowboy boots?
Oh, can't show them.
You gotta get it. You gotta show them now.
Oh man. Okay, here we go.
Put it. There we go. Oh my gosh, look at that. My gosh, I think that's why you're high energy today.
I think so too.
But we did kind of talk about what we wanted to address today and let people know, be a part of our inner thoughts for rent.
You know what my inner thought is?
What's that?
Let's talk about all these silly reality shows that talk about real estate and how you can do real estate and how absolutely fake it is. What about that, Max?
I like it.
Let's debunk it.
Who am I? A realtor on a reality show. Okay. Yeah, my people will take $2 million. That's fine. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Oh, wait.
Hey, just sold your house.
I know. How about this one?
Oh, my
this
God.
one. And you're going to say why this is not real. Realtor says, will they take $2 million? Oh, yeah. I mean, we're listed at 2.3, but I'm sure they'll take $2 million. Go ahead. Bring that on over. What's wrong with that, Max Zerflu?
Well, first of all, you don't know what your seller is going to take. Secondly, anything you say about what your seller would take might be leading them to offer lower than what they would, or might loosen your grip on the negotiation. So we have to make sure we're not disclosing anything about our sellers. Mum's the word when it comes to my sellers and my clients.
I always like it when I hear those conversations when I'm in the car and the other agent calls Max and says, oh, we just showed your property at blah, blah, blah street. And oh, they love it. And you might be listed. I think you might be listed just a little high. So do you think that your seller will go down 20,000? And I love Max just goes, hey, I don't know. Write it up and let me see what the seller will say. Because honestly, it's not your home, Max.
It's
and
not
all those reality shows, trust me, they would all be getting sued if that was exactly how they did the business.
You know, there's a realtor who got sued by their client and lost. The scenario quickly is they looked at a property and they gave feedback, because realtors reach out to the people that show their houses and want feedback. What did you think of the property? Was it priced high or low? What did your buyers think of the property? Well, in this feedback, he said the buyers thought it was priced pretty good. Seems like a pretty harmless thing to say.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that's kind of a favorable
They didn't
thing.
get that property. It went under contract, came back on the market, and now this guy's clients made an offer on the property.
Okay.
But the realtor for the seller had already seen that they thought the price was good. So it positioned the seller to be in a stronger negotiating position.
Oh.
And then after they moved in, the seller and buyer had some contact and said, yeah, we weren't going to give it on price because you guys said the price was pretty good in your feedback the first time you saw it.
Oh, no. And that all came from the buyer's agent that thought he was just doing a good
thing. And the buyer
thing.
was not, I wouldn't say sued, but the buyer was pulled up in front of the board and was found guilty of not following confidentiality, which is one of the things realtors are necessary for us to provide to our clients.
And which is obviously what the reality shows when they're dealing with selling whatever does not do.
I wouldn't think so.
They're just saying everything. And I mean, obviously we know it's a show, but I think that people out there actually think that's how real estate is actually done.
Yeah, they probably do. I think they definitely do. It's just like when they look at shows about flipping houses and they think, oh, it's easy and we just do this and we'll get it done and it takes 2 days. But that's just not the reality sometimes, you know?
I think most of the time. I loved the one, and I don't know the name of it, but I'm sure everybody will. They were out of New York, so whatever the one is out of New York. And they're doing high-end properties because obviously New York is a higher base for their properties as far as price level. And the guy is on a massage table getting a massage. And he picks up his phone, and he's talking to his seller and negotiating everything with the seller. And I'm like, never, ever would I do that on a massage table. Have the massage. 45 minutes. Nobody's going to die. You can talk to the seller after you're done with the massage. But I guess that doesn't make good
seems
TV.
like it would interrupt your massage.
I would think so too.
I will say this, Jennifer.
Okay, what?
One of the most expensive houses I ever sold, I was sitting in a jacuzzi in Cabo San Lucas when I was negotiating the deal, if you recall.
I do.
You remember that?
I was there.
So I think one thing that our cell phones and our connectivity have done for us in this world is make it so we can negotiate or do our business from anywhere in the world. Now, a massage table while you're getting a massage, then again, if they got the deal on, maybe it was a happy ending. What do I know?
No, I don't know. I think it's funny that back when my dad in 1978.
Your dad? Who's your dad?
Tim McKenna.
Tim McKenna. Wasn't he in real estate in Las Vegas? He still is.
He still is.
He's the man, the myth, the legend.
But in 1978, when he got into the business, you would not want to make a reality show on what realtors used to do, because this is what would happen. Somebody would say, oh, Tim, I'm looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and I kind of want to be in this part of Las Vegas. And my dad would say, okay, great. And he would take this big book. The book was like this thick. And inside the book, there was probably like 6 listings per page. And there was just a front shot, black and white. And then next to it were all the details of the house.
Black and white in 1978?
Oh, yes, because it was too expensive. Every 2 weeks, they would have to update the MLS book. And so he would flip through the pages and he would like put little marks in it. We didn't have stickies like Post-its at the time. So he'd put like little marks in it. He had dog edge the ear. What's that called?
Dog ear.
Dog ear it. And then he would call the people back in and say, okay, these are the 5 that I found in the book. They're all still available. Let's go out and take a look at it. And then every 2 weeks, the book would come out, delivered to your office. You come in and pick it up. The multiple listing service. Or a third company that was hired.
If you wanted to see a house, did you have to go to the listing agent's office and get the key? Or how'd that work?
You usually called the seller and asked if you could have an appointment and make those arrangements.
Okay.
Yeah, they did still have lock boxes. So if there was an owner that was open to a lock box, which is where you keep the key in, then there were some that you could go view that.
I thought you once told me that you had to actually go get a key from a listing broker's office to go look at a house if it was vacant or something like that.
Yes,
I would assume.
If the seller didn't feel comfortable with the lockbox on the property, there was no other option than either meet the listing agent at the property so they could let you in, or go to the listing office and make arrangements to pick up the key.
Real estate's a funny deal. It's a funny deal. And reality TV sometimes, I think, affects it.
And you know what? It's changing. It's changing every day. Right now, AI is the big topic of what's going to happen with realtors. Are we going to still have a job, or are we going to be extinct? What do you think?
AI will not replace real estate agents.
I like that you say that, but now why do you say that?
And AI will make agents who don't use AI obsolete.
Oh, wow.
So,
that's interesting.
So you're not going to get replaced by AI, but if you're not using AI and you're not taking advantage of the newest technologies, you'll be on the outside looking in.
You'll be Blockbuster?
You'll be Blockbuster. You love that one.
I do love
she
that
loves
one.
That
because did you guys know that they were offered the streaming concept before Netflix?
No, Blockbuster was offered to buy Netflix.
With the streaming concept.
Right, yeah.
But the whole reason why Blockbuster did not buy
that'll never work.
Is exactly it. They said to themselves, who would ever want to stream? They're going to not want to do that. And if you guys remember Netflix in the beginning, their streaming was pretty awful. It was slow. The little circle was there for a long time. It froze up. There was a learning curve. But then, boy, when they got that learning curve taken care of, everybody does it now.
Hey, Siri, how much is Netflix worth? No, what is the value of the Netflix company? Oh, my gosh.
You have to learn how to use.
It's showing me the stock price.
You have to.
I tried. I'm not smart enough for AI.
Max needs to be able to ask the right questions to their AI. So you're saying that the realtor is not going to be replaced. And that's because what does the realtor do that is so valuable that AI cannot replace it?
Well, there's a huge laundry list of things that realtors do.
Give us the top 5.
Well, they negotiate offers. They market your property. They protect you from fraud and from bad actors, right? They do the groundwork of prospecting for buyers and sellers for your properties. and they, I guess the fifth one, if I'm in top five, the fifth one would be they handle all the paperwork and make sure it's all done properly.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And I also like to think that the knowledge that we have in our head over all of the transactions that we've done, we know what a buyer is going to look for in a property, and we can help you not over improve. We can actually have you do the things that are going to make money for you on the sale. I know in property management, that leaks over into property management as well. When I walk a property, I've got owners all the time that say, you know what? I want to take out this and I want to put in this grand chandelier. No. That might be something you want to do for your own property.
They saw it on HGTV.
True.
Sorry.
So then I just say, no, we can do just a nice, clean, modern fixture here. Save yourself hundreds of dollars, because none of that you're spending on the chandelier is going to make $1 more in your rent. So I think the knowledge that we have up here, doing it so often and having that experience, puts more money in our either seller's pocket, buyer's pocket, or for me, my owner's pocket for their rentals.
Yeah, I mean, all these shows that you see talking about, let's do this kind of countertop, let's do this backsplash, this kind of flooring. It still comes down to personal like. And if you spend too much money on something that the buyer doesn't even like, well, first of all, you're not going to get that buyer to buy the house. And secondly, they're just going to rip it out and put what they want in there. So at some point, less is more. It just depends. But we can't sit on our hands and go, oh, well, let's just not do anything.
Right.
Because a boring house today doesn't sell.
Right.
You know what I mean? 20 years ago, 15 years ago, even when COVID happened, any house would sell. But I think throughout the country right now, inventory's up. Buyers have more choices. So if you try to present a boring house, it's going to sit there for a long time. By the way, Netflix is worth $489 billion.
Wow. That's with a B, not an M. Woo, Nelly.
But so again, yes, we have to present three things sell a house. Do you know what they are, Jenny?
I do.
Don't say location, location, location.
Why
Were
not?
you going to?
That's the first thing, and I knew you were going to make fun of me.
It's not one of the three things that sells a house.
You guys, real estate is location, location, location. Let's be honest. That is the truth, and it's never going to end.
Would you like me? May I?
You sure can.
The location, location, location thing is amazing. Definitely important.
Thank you.
The three things that sell a house are price, presentation, and accessibility.
Ooh, let's talk about the accessibility, because there's a lot of owners out there that are thinking, I want to be a seller, and they don't want people coming into their property during the holidays or during their kid's birthday or any day. So tell them a little bit about accessibility.
Accessibility is important because if you want to sell your house, you need to make it available to anyone and everyone who wants to go look at it. No questions asked. And what people do sometimes is they say, I want to make an appointment with me. So they got to call me and I'll let them know. An agent
me being the seller.
An agent has to call me, the seller, and I'll let them know what time's good for me. And I might have the dog at home, or I might have my nails being done, and I don't want anybody looking out while I'm not there. I'm nervous about my stuff getting stolen, yada, yada, yada. And that all that does is hinder the sale of your property. In our classification in Las Vegas, we have something called key any, which means a house is vacant. You can go at any time with your lockbox key and show the property. It's encouraged to always do that. Whenever they have to go appointment with, here's a deadly one, appointment with a tenant. It's the kiss of death. If you try to sell a house that has a tenant in it with a lease that doesn't expire for the next 4 months or more, people aren't going to show it.
Right.
Realtors and buyers will both go, no, I don't want to bother with that. I want to make an appointment. I can't move into the house when I buy it because their lease is intact. I'm not going to do that. So that's important too. But it's really important to make it so that anybody can go to your house at any time and open the door and look at it, and not with the seller sitting at the counter of the kitchen going, you guys want to know more about the flooring? Yeah. Hey, can I tell you about that thing we put in the yard back 10 years ago? Any seller who wants to be at the property when a potential buyer is looking at it is lost their marbles.
Max, I've got a story for you.
You don't.
This is years and years ago. So we had a property, owner occupied it. We had a lockbox on, and we got the access. So the buyer's agent and the potential buyers walked through the property. Unbeknownst to me,
I
was representing the seller.
Okay.
Unbeknownst to me, the seller of the property walked through the entire home with his potential buyer, promising all of these things that they were going to do.
Oh,
Yes. So
Oh,
they promised that
beautiful.
they would replace the island with a butcher block top.
Amazing.
They also went into the backyard and they said, yeah, we've got an estimate and we're going to put a couple palm trees over here because we have the irrigation already set up. So all of a sudden I get this offer that comes in, and in the offer,
Additional terms or whatever.
under additional terms, it says, we would like the butcher block island. We would like the palm trees. We would like the master bedroom to be painted.
Mhm.
We want the new faucets in the master bathroom. And there were like 2 or 3 other things. These are just the things I remember.
Mhm.
And I'm looking at this offer and I'm thinking, how in heaven's name, where did this come from? Called the seller. And let me tell you, the seller's husband was furious.
Oh,
Because we used to present offers in person. And so we were at the dining room table and
Gotcha.
I presented the additional terms.
no, my God.
And the husband is sitting there going, how did they know all this information? And he looked at me and he said, did you? I said, I didn't even know. And then the wife goes, oh, I walked them all through the property and I told them everything that we were going to do, honey. And I'm thinking, oh no, we did not. We did not sell the property to that buyer.
Did you sell it to somebody else?
We did. But unfortunately,
The wife said, I'm not going to talk to anybody anymore.
Husband said to his wife, you are not to be in the property when the showings happen, period, end of report.
Well, that's definitely the best way to go about it, is to just go take the dogs for a walk, go sit in the car. Don't be freaky. They don't go sit in the garage in the car and do one of these.
Yeah, don't be
Go
freaky.
drive around the block.
Or don't keep walking your dog in front of the house.
Because that applies to presentation,
Correct.
right? You want the buyers to have, you want cookie smells. Someone just made some cookies, you want some candles burning. You want the house to be pristine. I mean,
I have a timeout.
why you got to time out?
Because one of my sellers, actually multiple sellers, and this isn't just a one-time thing. The thing that Max just said, cookies and getting candles going. Oh, sellers go overboard sometimes.
Well, sure.
And buyers are sensitive to smells. And the first thing they think of when there's too many smells is what?
What are you covering up?
What are you covering up? So I
meant only just make it smell nice.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not trying to,
What I would always tell my sellers when they would bring that up, oh, I'm going to make cookies every time there's showing. I'm saying, rather than making cookies, why don't you take a little pine sol or what's that purple stuff? Fabulosa. Dilute it in a bucket and then just go through and wipe down some of the counters or your countertops or, your bed, your end tables in the bathroom. And then that way, when the showing happens, it doesn't smell like you're covering anything up. It smells clean.
That's fine.
Clean and fresh. That's a little trick I just shared.
Oh, a little Jenny trick right
A little Jenny gem.
Jenni
A
McKenna
little
gem.
Jenny gem for you.
Well, I just know, showing houses for years, if you go to a house that has a little odor to it, the clothes aren't put away, the beds aren't made, and then you go to a house that everything's nice, maybe there's a little music playing, it smells good. It's just such a different experience. So presentation is really key. Now, Jenny, we've sold a couple of houses, our own personal houses, and Jenny, it's pretty annoying because we're not allowed to live in our house when it's for sale. She just locks us down. She just basically says, keep your hands over on your lap and don't touch anything until we sell the house. We went on a vacation once. We got a VRBO, and the owner of the VRBO called us. VRBO called us. They say Verbo. Huh?
They do say Verbo, but it's vacation rental by owner.
The owner of this place called us. We were there for about a week and a half. It was over Christmas. And he said, hey, I've got a potential buyer that wants to come see the house. Would you mind if we can do that? And I'm thinking, okay, fine, we'll open the door. Forget about it. Jenny went into realtor mode.
Absolutely.
This owner had no idea. She went into realtor mode. We had to all clean up, put all of our stuff away. When you're on vacation, you got stuff strewn all over the place. No, we had to put everything away, put the drawers in it. I was like, oh my gosh.
That house looked so good.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, he sold it.
Well, you probably.
No, I thought that's what you told me.
I don't know.
Well, anyways, it was
crazy.
Amazing. And when they were walking through the property, the realtor did call us back and he thanked us because he said it showed so well.
Wow.
And then that's when I disclosed, well, I'm actually a Las Vegas realtor, have been since 1993.
No,
and
you're the queen. You're the queen of presentation.
And I wanted to make sure that we gave you the best shot at selling that property because that was listed at like 1.3 or something.
Like
it was right on the ocean. It was gorgeous. That was beautiful.
Anyway, the point was you're the master of preparing properties.
And the reason why I'm the master is because I have seen so many episodes and actual experiences where just a little bit of work put money in my seller's pocket. Just a little bit of work.
When we bought our first home on Yamhill Street.
Yep.
Remember that house?
I do.
We went to look at the property, and we went throughout, and the people's personal property was around. And I'm not one of those guys that says, get all your personal property out of the way, but do the best you can to not have clutter. These people had photos of a bachelor party that had happened.
Yeah, I remember.
They were like pornographic.
I remember.
Right. So you got to be sensitive to what your buyers might see when you're going to have them look at a house, and don't have naked photos laying around of the people.
So I
My
had a
gosh.
property where there was, I think it's called there's a certain name for it, and I wish I knew it. But before you get married, you do like a lingerie, a boudoir shoot.
Okay,
I think
well,
that might
okay.
be. And
Boudoir.
this, yeah. So in the master or the primary bathroom, going into the toilet area, so there's like a little hallway. There was a beautiful, and I'm talking big photo, oil painted.
Oh, like the wife or something?
Of
or
the wife.
The woman of
the
house?
wife, probably about 15 years earlier
Okay.
when they got married, and she was pretty exposed. I mean,
Oh, geez.
it was lingerie, but very exposed in quite a few areas. So I innocently, as I'm walking through getting the home ready for the market, I said, and you probably want to take down that photo that as you're going into the toilet area. And she goes, oh no, I love that photo.
Oh.
And I go, but you do realize that there's going to be strangers that are going to see that. And she goes, my body doesn't look like that now. And I'm super proud of my body there. So if they want to look,
Okay.
I don't mind. And I'm like, okay,
Fine.
sounds good to me.
Fine. Real estate's a funny deal. You come across a lot of funny stuff.
Real
Did you sell that-
estate
Did you
is
sell
fun.
that house? I guess you
Oh,
did.
yeah,
Probably did.
absolutely. Real
Now,
estate's very fun.
The last thing I want you to tell us about, and very brief because it's just funny. It's got nothing to do with reality TV or anything we're talking about here.
Okay.
But I believe you listed a house.
Oh, no.
No, I believe you sold a house to a buyer.
I know what you're going to say.
You sold a house to a buyer, and then that they happened to be watching a adult film.
Yes.
The buyers of the film, or buyers of the house.
Buyers of the house.
And I think they were watching the film, and it was being filmed in the house that they currently lived in. Is that
Yes, the one that we sold to
Is that
them.
right?
With the furniture, Max.
Oh, this was a furnished house they bought?
The living room had this gorgeous white leather sofa that my buyer just loved.
Loved
so
it.
we included it as
Oh,
you know
my
to
gosh.
just stay there. They did a little separate transaction for personal property, but then and when they called Dad and I, because Dad and I were partners at the time, and we couldn't believe it. So their home was famous on an adult industry film.
Did they want to move right away or no? They just
Oh, they laughed at it. They laughed at it and they said, boy, if I had known that, I would have really, really cleaned that leather sofa.
Yeah, you would have done a better inspection on that one for sure.
And then later on, because we keep friends, we always stay in good communication with our clients. Years later, they said to Dad, they're like, if we put this on the market, do you think we could advertise that it's actually a movie home? And my dad's like, I don't know about that. But it's fun.
The
Those are
things
fun.
you come across in real estate really are crazy. But bottom line is, listen, price your home right, present it properly. If you're a realtor out there and you're listening, don't break your client's confidentiality and their trust. And in negotiations, don't tell them anything. Let them say less, say less. I've always heard that the person who speaks first in a negotiation loses.
Yep.
And who else loses in a negotiation, Jennifer?
I don't know.
How do you win a negotiation?
You don't care.
You don't care.
Yeah.
Don't care about the outcome. It's hard because it's very emotional when you sell your house, when you're buying a house. But if you can just clam up and go, 450.
But that's why realtors are so valuable, because we are the middle person that has no attachment, no emotional attachment.
Sure.
So being in the negotiations, we actually have the upper edge because we really don't have that emotional
As
connection.
long as your clients listen to you,
True that.
because they have to. That was a great show. We got touched on some pretty good topics, and we're going to be back again very shortly. So come back for our next episode of Realtors Keeping It Real on Thoughts for Rent.
And if you know of anyone that would be interested in hearing this podcast, please share it with them. And then, as always, subscribe, because we drop once a week and we would love to make sure that our listeners get to hear all our fun stories and the knowledge that we share. Bye.
I'm Max Zerflu, and you just heard the wisdom and knowledge of
Jenni McKenna,
the Queen. Have a great day.
Oh, there you go. Sound good? Okay, good. I'll pass over to Ireland. Here you go, kid.
Thanks, Pops.